I can hear it.
Okay, boys.
All right.
For all of our live viewers, let us know there should be sound now. Typically, we use the audio from the laptop with our headsets, but we are on these microphones now for recording purposes. There we go. Should be good to go. We're good now. We're good now.
Let's get into it.
So, as we've said all along, there's example number one. Bit of a learning curve. We've got Chris's microphone falling off into his lap over here.
Listen, it was a late night. I had to get like MacGyver in here last night. I had to try to make some things happen real quick. And it came together. We're here. We're parked. We're doing the live show. It's working.
Yeah, I mean, we're good. Like, we're parked. We got here on time. Parking it was incredible. Masterful job by Chris pulling her up in here.
Wolverine Brewing Company here, stocked fully in the RV.
And like I said, we're learning a little bit on the fly. Sorry about that. No sound to start off with. We should be good now. But we've got, so for the people watching live, just to give you a heads up, when we go live for pregame, we are broadcasting outside of the RV with a speaker. And we've got this phenomenal audio equipment, and the drop board and all that is through there. So if we play a drop, unfortunately, the live viewers probably won't hear it over our StreamYard broadcast on the laptop, which is why there was no audio when we started. But again, an incredible setup, all thanks to Rich. Rich, give us a spiel, something quickly about Mediascapes, what you're all about, and how this thing kind of came together, man, because it's been so awesome so far.
So my company is straight up we're kind of like a marketing company for if you have a brand, we can help you either put it on your car, we wrap vehicles, we can make signs for you, we can make apparel for you, and then we also, on my end of it, I handle all audio, video, and photography. And so basically that's how this all came together is you guys have a great brand, and we just kind of stepped up and just helped you get it out there. And there's something we can fix that whole situation.
Yes.
They can hear everything there. I didn't even think about that portion of it. So
we will. Again, this is the first time we were out here. We're getting parked. We're getting set up. This is our first run going through all of this, and yeah, I mean, we hope to have this streamlined. We want to have a video screen outside so you can actually, if people stop by, which we've had quite a few people stop by and say hi this morning already, you'll be able to see us if that's what you want to do. So we got some things to iron out still, but a huge shout out to Rich and Mediascapes for doing all of this, just about, yeah. Really. So if you need, I mean, he just rattled off the stuff. If you need, we've come to find out pretty much anything. Like Rich, I don't like. I was trying to stump. I tried to stump him yesterday. I was like, "What can I think of that Rich hasn't? He's done."
Rich is the kind of guy where, like, if you need some good sound equipment, he can help you. But also, if you're stranded on an island, he can also help you survive there. I mean, it's just everything you need. Rich has. So yeah, Mediascapes, Door Highway, right?
Yeah.
You got the address.
Right in Burton, Michigan. Yeah.
Right in Burton, Michigan, man. Like we purchased this about less than 30 days ago.
Less than a month ago.
And because of Rich's hard work and his team's hard work, we've been able to get this thing fully wrapped in here and do the show. So I'm excited for it, man. Let's get into it. Should we get into it?
So we've got our normal Friday show, as we said last night, for those of you who tuned in to hear why we weren't doing a full show last night. Again, getting this bad boy ready to roll today. So it's been a little bit hectic, and we'll still, I mean, I literally envision us kind of changing and adding to it every game of the season.
Yeah.
So this isn't going to be a completely finished product today for sure, and probably not for the whole season, but we feel pretty good about where we're at. And so this morning for pregame, we're going to do pretty much a Friday night show because we didn't really do that last night because we were still getting things ready. So
can we just give a quick shout out? I see CJ Frazier in the comment section. I see Darren in the comment section. A lot of our OGs are here already supporting us early in the morning. Really appreciate it, guys.
I see Lexington is at North Carolina. Again, the computer's a little farther away from me than normal, so I'm trying to read the comments, guys. But everybody out there who's been with us, I mean, reason for the season. We said that last night, man. We can't do this without the support of the people who are tuning in and listening 100%. To us. So we really appreciate that. We expect, this to be a growing number all year. We love the support, and hopefully we're bringing to you guys something that you care about and you want to listen to. All right. So we're going to get into, I didn't even get a chance to write this story last night. Again, we're still figuring stuff out as we go, but typically I do my 5 specific predictions, then we go through them, and Chris gets to call me dumb,
which I enjoy,
or smart,
which I enjoy less.
So, well, okay, so here's the thing. We can hear that music, but they can't.
We can hear it. There's very dramatic music playing in the headphones.
But again,
that anybody online can't hear.
As we're recording this, and we have a recording in the machine that we're running everything through.
throws on mine. I don't know if everybody else.
Okay. Yeah. So you're dumb. You're smart, Chris. Feel free to be as aggressive here as you want.
Let's go with it.
I actually think most of these are going to be.
I'm going to be real aggressive. It's week 1.
Number 1. Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards will both score a touchdown today.
Oh, you're smart.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. We know what it's going to be with Colorado State. We know what we expect that Cade's going to go out and show off a little bit of his quarterback acumen just because of what the first 2 weeks are going to look like. But at the end of the day, Michigan's going to run all over Colorado State. I expect Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards to have at least 1 touchdown apiece, but I wouldn't be surprised if both of them go for multiple.
Before we get into another one, how is everybody feeling about Mr. Breiler and I thigh-knee combo that you know?
Do you like that?
I mean,
little thigh?
We got a lot.
Little thigh?
We got a lot going on over here.
Little 10 a.m. thigh, no big deal.
Just let us know how we're feeling. I got to be mindful of what I'm doing with my hands. I've noticed already, but I'm just looking at ourselves and I'm like, that's a lot of thigh meat out here on at 9 a.m. But anyway, all right. I mean, dude, the O-line is
well.
Gonna,
I
is
didn't
gonna,
even mention that.
They're going to be so dominant this year against probably everybody, and certainly today against Colorado State. I mean, remember what it looked like for the first, well, really all season, but especially the first 4 or 5 games out of the gate last year.
Yeah.
It was just run. And I mean, they're going to be able to do that again if they want to.
There's no question.
So, I mean, I'd be surprised if both of those dudes don't get into the end zone today. All right, here's you mentioned him. You parlayed into this, the Cade McNamara angle.
Ooh.
Cade McNamara will throw the ball less than 18 times.
I think you're smart. I think you're smart, and that has something to do with my over/under because I've got the number set specifically.
We might have the same. Yeah,
I think it's less than 18.
I didn't go that route with over/under, so that's good that you did because we can bring that up again later. Look, it's a play off of the first question we just did. They're going to be able to run the ball at will. That offensive line is going to feel like they can do whatever they want. I'm curious to see the play calling dynamic from Sharon Moore, who's the O-line coach.
Absolutely.
And then Matt Weiss, who's the quarterback's coach. Like, does Matt Weiss want his guys to air it out a little bit? Does Sharon want to say, we're going to lean on people and just pound it?
It goes back to what we talked about before. If the whole point of the first 2 weeks is to settle the quarterback battle, I don't know how you hand it off 40 times. I think you got to let these guys go out, play ball, settle it, so that week 3, you know who QB1 is going to be.
All right, I'm curious to get your take on this one. It is the first game of the season.
It is.
I don't expect there to be many wrinkles to have to iron out. They returned a ton of production on offense. They get Ronnie Bell back. The offensive line we just talked about maybe improved, at least as good, maybe better. I think a lot of people are kind of in agreement on that. Michigan will not turn the ball over today. First game of the year.
I reluctantly say that you're stupid.
Oh,
listen, I don't want Michigan to turn the ball over, obviously, but week 1 jitters, things happen. I would imagine you got some kinks to work out. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a loose ball or even an INT, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. We'll put it that way. But 1 turnover, you can probably put that in the bag for week 1.
So you think 1? Are you seeing?
They're not going to go to the level Michigan State went to, turning the ball over last night. They're not going to go to that level, but they may. Now you guys can't hear that. We got Spartan dog blaring through the RV.
Everybody outside.
They're not going to turn it over like Michigan State, but they might have one inexcusable mistake.
So you see young Mr. McNamara maybe throwing a pick, or is it a fun? Like, what do you put the
That's the thing. Maybe it's a throw to the tight end out in the flat, and it's a blindside hit, and the ball comes loose. Things happen in football, man. It's week 1. It's wild. You never know.
I mean, it was my prediction. I think Michigan is going to be sharp. I do. I think they're going to be sharp. I think they're going to be. I don't want to say safe. But, I mean, I do expect it to be a little bit vanilla. I mean, a little bit. So, I don't know.
Even with the quarterback situation,
I do, man. I just think it's not going to get too crazy. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they play a very clean game. Not a lot of penalties, no turnovers. Like I said, that's my prediction.
Yeah.
I don't really think I'm going out on a limb necessarily. But you're right, dude. It's the first game. It's football. Things happen. Turnovers happen. It's just part of it. But Cade, very, very smart with the ball all of last year.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing back there. He's going to take care of it. I mean, that's one of his biggest selling points, obviously. This one's also interesting for me, dude, and I know everybody's really amped up about this, and we've been talking about the different bodies there and who's going to step up and make plays and where's the production going to come from. Michigan will record 4 or more sacks today.
Ooh,
now remember, 50 plus passes probably from Colorado State.
Yeah.
That's a lot of opportunities to get after the quarterback.
Yeah, see, the only thing is I don't know how quickly they get the ball out. I'm not sure what that offense looks like. But I would say, look, man, the Michigan defense compared to whatever offensive line Colorado State's going to wheel out, I just think they're going to be overpowered. 4 sacks might be a little strong, but I can see them getting to the quarterback 3 times. So I don't necessarily know that you're dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I just think you might be a little bit overconfident on this one. But 3 to 4 sacks, I could see it happening.
I just envision. Okay, maybe you're right. 2 to 3 in the first half, first 3 quarters, crunch time. Then you get a young. I'm thinking back to like last year, like a TJ Guy comes in, a true freshman,
absolutely
gets one late. I think you could see some of that similar stuff. Maybe I don't know how much Derek Moore is going to play early, but he's going to play.
There's no question.
You throw in a freshman like that, maybe some other guys. We'll see if the blitzes are all that exotic this week with the linebackers. I think 4 is attainable, and I think that's, like I said, it's one of the biggest things we're all expecting to track.
Yeah.
Who's going to replace the sack production left by Aiden Hutchinson, David Ojabo? What do the linebackers look like? I mean, we saw at the press conference last week, George Helo's a pretty reserved kind of guy at the podium, which was funny because when we saw him in Mackinac, he was cutting up and acting a fool out there.
George Helo, let me just say, George Helo in Ann Arbor versus, well, I don't know. I haven't hung out with him in Ann Arbor.
I mean, right.
But Island George Helo,
he was on Island time.
It's a different type of George Helo, and I got to be honest, I gained a lot of respect and like for George Helo after just being on the island.
So he was a character out there. He was funny, but he wasn't really like that at the microphone. He's a pretty reserved guy. Kind of a slower pace of talk. He very good at the podium, answered questions really well, but he almost couldn't contain himself when somebody asked specifically about using Junior Colson as a blitzer. He was just like,
right.
He just saw this like smirk kind of where he's like, it's a big, strong, fast dude. When he goes, he goes. So I'm curious, man. It's going to be kind of by committee, I feel like, a little bit until maybe some of the roles are established. Is it Mike Morris? Is it Jalen Harrell? Is it Iabi Anoma?
Is it Braden McGregor?
Yeah, there's
dudes. See a Braden McGregor sighting.
There's dudes there, so I'm curious to see. I feel good with my number at 4+. Chris calls me a little bit dumb. I can get on board with that, but I'm anxious to see it because we all want to know, where that production is going to come from and who's going to replace Hutchinson and Ojabo. And last but certainly not least, we'll get into this with our predictions as well, and I think we're both on the same level here, and I think a lot of people out there are. Michigan's FPI, if you care about that, I think is second highest in the whole country for like their guaranteed win.
Okay.
Numbers like 98% or something.
As it should be.
Michigan will cover the 30.5 point spread. That's a big number.
Yeah, I got 63 to 10.
I know.
So I picture Michigan cover. I can't see a scenario where this offense doesn't pop off, and I think a lot of it's going to start with Blake Corum. I don't think he's going to touch the ball more than 5 times without taking it 60 yards. I've already said that before. He's lightning in a bottle, but so is Donovan Edwards.
Yeah.
So I think the score is going to go up pretty quick.
I'm trying to read your comments up there, guys. Again, I'm sitting 6 feet away from this thing.
I can see some down
under
here.
3 hours until kickoff. Somebody put that up a little bit ago, but who's keeping track? Yeah, amen, brother. We'll be out there soon enough, ready to watch this bad boy. Just turned 40 on Tuesday. Happy belated, man.
Happy birthday.
Ma'am. Sorry, Melissa Smith.
Melissa Smith. Happy birthday, Melissa Smith.
Happy birthday to you, and hopefully you get a big present today. That's what it's looking like.
A big W.
We just saw that number is large, 30.5, but
that's
both
your
of us.
Big boy.
Oh,
we don't have it. We have it.
Well, we have it out here for people tuning in and listening. I don't think you probably can't hear it on the broadcast. We're gonna get that fixed. We will get that rectified. The soundboard,
how will the people outside listening? How will they survive if they can't hear the fart drop?
Right.
I don't see it working.
Amen. Everybody's got to be. I mean, if you're not hearing the fart drop, if you're not hearing me talk. If you're not hearing, there we go. Pulled it out, showed it to you. All of our favorites. If you're not hearing that, then what are we really doing?
What are we doing?
Apologies again. It will be fixed, and all of our normal podcasts will still be the same way. It's just this pregame deal that we're doing from the RV with Rich from Mediascapes.
And can I just say, listen, you guys can't see Rich off camera, but during the entire show, the guy's been working the dials. Look at this. We got some fans here. Hi guys, welcome. Thank you for stopping by.
We got a little Sparky out there decked out in the Michigan gear. I think those are Tom Brady socks. Did I see that right?
Is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man.
But we got Rich here working the audio controls for
nonstop.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you should be able to.
We can hear you.
One of the things I noticed that you might have forgot to do at the beginning. Now I don't know if you wanted to. You gotta push the record button.
Oh my goodness.
So we were into it a little bit before, but we'll be able to get this piped in here easy. It's just a USB cord.
You see, guys, hey, listen.
So everything is.
Wait, hold on a second. That's why we need Rich. Because before we started the show, there's a record button that we must hit to record the show. We did not hit the button. Rich hit the button.
We're 6 minutes in now on the Roadcaster, which is what's giving us this crispy audio for the people listening on site.
I don't sound like this in real life.
Right. You can get real sexy with it on this thing pretty easily, but we're still going to have our recording on StreamYard. Well, actually, the first minute and a half had no audio, so we're got a real official operation going on over here. So there you have it. There you have it for my "You're Dumb, You're Smart." I knew you were going to think I was pretty smart most of the time on those.
Did I? Because I felt like I had more dumb calls.
Not 2. I think it was 3-2. And the ones that you called me dumb on wasn't. I mean, you didn't pound the table.
So you got to come up with some better questions. And I can't call you dumb just twice. We gotta get a little bit of a stronger reaction.
All right, moving on to our next segment. I thought of this last night. I'm going to probably import it. The transformer sound in between segments. I forgot to put it on here, but that's gonna be a sign. That'll be a good way to break it. Are we gonna do Rich's commercial?
At some point we should, yeah.
Well, you know what? They're not gonna hear it on the live though. We gotta get.
You know what Rich can do?
Rich can just talk right now.
Be really great.
Yeah.
Once you guys get this going, I mean, obviously, what's picking up audio right now for you guys for your feed right now is only computer.
Yeah,
right?
just
so I don't even know how good that is.
Yeah.
But what's nice is once we get this plugged in, they'll be able to hear everything, and you guys will be nice and crisp on there.
Well, why don't we do this? Since Rich is here, we got his commercial, but why use his commercial?
That's what I was saying.
He's
just right there.
Rich,
I don't have that recorded.
Well, listen. Here's the thing, though. Just so people know, we've already had people coming out to the RV trying to add because it looks so damn good. People want to know who wrapped it. They're talking to Rich about it. So he's already been busy this morning. But man, Rich, just tell people a little bit about your company, where they can find you, what you guys do, what they need to know.
So we're located in Burton, Michigan, just outside of Flint, just south of there. Basically, Mediascapes is a full, I would call it branding company.
Yeah.
Where we basically help you build your brand. If you have a company, a business, I don't care what it is. If you have a logo and you want to put it on something, and that means if you want to put it on your vehicle, your trailer, if you want to put
cowbells.
That could be a future thing. And then also apparel, and then obviously if you want to handle someone to help you handle your social media, videos, photography, and obviously any type of podcast. That's one of our newest things that we picked up in the last year is we're producing podcasts. We have a full mobile setup just like this where we can come to you and you just got to talk, and we then make it go live. Yeah. Put it out there in the world so everybody can hear you. So.
Yeah. So I mean, if you, like Rich said, if you've got a business or if you've got ideas or you're just trying to make something happen in the world and you're trying to figure out how can you get from where you are to take your stuff to the next step, I feel like a stop inside of Mediascapes is necessary because every conversation we've had with them, it's been like, Rich comes back, he's like, oh, we can do that. We have that. And it's just been such a valuable resource for our business and what we're trying to do. And like I said, we've never really plugged another company before. I cannot plug these guys enough. I just think if you're trying to make some things happen, get out there to Mediascapes, meet Rich, meet their team, and yeah, man, we're here because of them.
Shout out to Rich's brother Ryan and Emily as well.
Sir,
yeah.
Yes,
yeah. My brother's the one behind the scenes that basically knocks it out of the park every time.
Yeah.
He's the one who puts the crew together, and then I'm the one that's kissing babies and shaking.
So Dwayne is asking, where did you guys park your Palace on Wheels? Thank you, by the way, for the complimentary work. We are at 517 Berkeley. Like literally, if you could draw a line from the 50-yard line of the big house down across Main Street, we're right here. I mean, I'm looking. I mean, you guys can't see it, but I'm looking at the stadium. It's right there. It's a 3 to 4 minute walk from where we're at down across Main Street, and you're right there at the big house. So we are right close to it. We can see more and more traffic starting to come through. Cars are lining up. There's people outside everywhere. We got some chairs set up right across the street. A couple of Sparkies throwing the football around over there. It's a beautiful day, man. It's a beautiful day opening up the season, and we could not be more excited to be here. And again, huge shout out to Rich and his company, Mediascapes, for making it happen. It's been a joy so far. I was going to say, like, yesterday we were over there for quite a while, and Rich is a nice guy, but he really is making Chris and I feel pretty inadequate with all the tools and toys.
Whoa!
Dude, Rich has
speak for yourself there, homeboy. I feel pretty adequate.
Rich has got so many gizmos and gadgets and anything to make anything happen. He's ready to roll. Again, all of the audio equipment we're using today straight from him, and it's just been
and can I just say, he's a good dude.
Man. I like
hanging out. There's a lot of people out there that have. There's a lot of people out there that have a ton of resources and can be very helpful. They're annoying as shit. That's not Rich. Rich is fun to hang out with. You're going to enjoy working with him. That's a big part of it.
And as we found out today, the Flying Hawaiian.
The Flying Hawaiian.
We didn't know. It was a kind of a running joke, and Rich just offered it up today. Hawaiian, German, Filipino. Yeah. Good looking dude. This man right here. This man right here.
He's got the Big Ten championship ring. He's got the gold chain on there.
He's ready to roll. So
I'm rolling.
go see Rich at Mediascapes and
please go see.
Let him hook you up.
Hey guys, I probably haven't said this. We really enjoy doing this partnership with you guys. We think you guys have such a great message out there for us Wolverine fans, right? So you guys do what you do every week, and that's what makes it. We want to just help you do it even better.
Yeah,
and that's what my job is.
Get him some camera time. Put the man on screen. He was early. We do realize that this might not be the best setup for three people right here. But
I feel like where this is headed, Rich will have a camera sooner or later. There he is. Look at
there's your boy.
The guy.
throws up the Hawaiian.
There you go. The championship ring. Let him see the blade. Let him see it.
So Rich is obviously ready for game day, and hopefully everybody out there is too. All right, we're going to shift gears a little bit to the rest of the Big Ten. There's not a ton of Big Ten on Big Ten action today. I'm going to cheat just a little bit, but as you know, we do our Big Ten big game. Woo! And our Big Ten. So we will do the Big Ten big game. First up, Big Ten big game. This is where I'm cheating just a little bit, Chris, but Notre Dame and Ohio State.
I mean, you are cheating a little bit.
I mean, obviously that's not a Big Ten matchup. Maybe in the future.
Well,
we'll see.
Future Big Ten matchup.
We'll see. But I mean, it's obviously a huge game. It's a top 5 matchup.
I have strong thoughts on this one.
This is really why I wanted to bring it up, because we differ greatly here.
We do.
My dad is on site out here. He's been helping out, talking to some people out front, helped us carry some stuff, get set up today. He hates Notre Dame more than anybody.
Well, who doesn't?
But more than Ohio State. Like it's a deep-seated thing for my dad.
Sure. And
he thinks Ohio State's going to kill him, and so do I.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, you have every right to feel that way. It's in Columbus. The spread is 17.5, I believe.
7:30 kickoff. Spread is 17.5 in Columbus. I think Notre Dame's going to get smoked.
Listen, can I just say this right here? I'm going to say it, and I might regret it. I think Ohio State is a fraud. I think Ohio State is a fraud. I think C.J. Stroud is a fraud, and I think we found that out in Ann Arbor last year when he folded. I think if you can get to the quarterback, if you can get to C.J. Stroud, if you can pop him in the mouth, he's easily rattled. I think Notre Dame goes into Columbus and pulls off the upset. I really do. And then we have to wonder, how good is Ohio State? But, man, I know that everybody wants to jump on their bandwagon every year and just pencil them in for the college football playoff. I don't buy it. I don't think they're as good as everybody else thinks they are.
I think they're going to win by quite a bit. I think their offense is going to be really hard to handle. Yeah, the defense maybe not, but I'm just not overly impressed by Notre Dame either. I mean, it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Well, see, notice in my assessment, I didn't say shit about Notre Dame. Yeah. It's all about how I feel about Ohio State.
I just don't think Notre Dame is going to be that good. I think a lot of people who don't like Michigan say that about Michigan, but I think Notre Dame is overrated every single year. Every year.
Yeah, I mean, they're Notre Dame.
That's
what are they? 7 in the AP?
5.
5.
It's 5 and number 5 against number 2.
Okay.
Like, it's a big matchup on paper. But I think Ohio State's going to handle them in Columbus.
That's weird to me to have a number 2 and number 5 with a 17.5 spread. Is that normal?
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's wild.
And you think it's going to go the other way? I think the Irish and Marcus Freeman, his first game as head coach, they're going to go in there and get one.
Listen, Marcus Freeman's got some swag.
He does.
If his team can adopt that, they'll be all right.
All right, well, I think it's going to be Ohio State by quite a bit. But, I mean, the good thing is that one of them is going to lose.
Yes. Well, hey, look at that, fans. Hey, tonight, either Ohio State or
Notre Dame
will lose a football
That's
game.
it.
And if you're a Michigan fan, you got to feel good about that.
Feel
right?
pretty good about that. So there's your Big Ten big game. On the flip side, Big Ten big lame. Really excited to talk about this one. Buffalo at Maryland at noon. Chris just fell asleep. Rich just left the building. My dad's going home. That's what
Buffalo at Maryland?
Oh yeah. Again, there's not any other Big Ten on Big Ten matchups, so I had to fudge it a little bit.
Jeez.
There's 3 pretty bad games.
That's are they carrying that on C-SPAN?
It's not televised. They will play it on repeat on
Straight to video.
Yeah, straight to DVD for the Buffalo Maryland game. I mean, I don't know if it's ironic. I didn't really know. I'll ask you this. I don't know anything about Buffalo. I know very little about Maryland this year so far. What do you think the spread is for this one?
The spread, I would say 24 and a half.
Holy shit, on the nose.
24 and a half?
On the nuts, dude.
Wow.
24 and a half.
24 and a half.
24 and a half.
Listen, I'm not
spread.
falling for my
It's unbelievable, dude.
every year I fall for Maryland. I think it has something to do with their uniforms. They got they got
helmets.
They got the height helmets, and they try to get creative, but they always look like shit on the football field. And every year I think Maryland's going to be good, and then they're just not. So I'm not buying into them this year. Give me Buffalo to cover.
To cover. Okay, all right. Maybe they don't lose by 25.
Yeah.
Okay,
They'll
right.
cover.
That's just a god awful game. I'd rather watch a lot of things more than that game. It's going to be bad.
I think I would rather watch C-SPAN, to be honest.
It's lame. It's lame. It's not Big Ten on Big Ten action, but it's still very, very lame.
Yeah.
And then obviously, Michigan's matchup isn't a whole lot better. We're going to get into that for our predictions a little bit. 30.5 point spread. We've already talked about it.
Yes, sir.
Chris, I think, teased his final score already. But we'll get into it and talk about the specifics of it here momentarily. Throw a little applause out there for another great segment that we did.
Just kidding. Hey, can I say, for our first show in the RV, easy, everybody. Easy out.
I forgot that applause was 40 seconds long.
I didn't realize people were so excited for the show.
It was really good.
Can I just say that for the first show here in the RV, things are going
Swimmingly.
very swimmingly.
Yeah.
Very swimmingly. I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to knock on wood.
A lot of people are starting to
Careful
pop
on
up
that
out
wood
there.
over there.
Yeah.
Careful on that wood.
Yeah, be careful. That's not even real wood. Let's be honest. Where are we at next?
People are starting to,
The crowd's picking up.
The crowd's picking up.
Dude, is there anything better than fall Saturdays in Ann Arbor?
the vibe of pulling up,
I just love it, man.
it is.
I love college
it's
football.
incredible.
I love Ann Arbor in the fall. I love everything about it.
I think Mrs. Breiler has made an
She
appearance
has
out
made
there.
an appearance. My wife is here.
All right.
My wife is here.
My little guy is supposed to show
Fine
up,
as usual.
and my mom, and I don't know. They said close to 9 o'clock. I don't think they're here yet, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he wasn't cooperating today. Anyway, the next segment. I know you were not struggling, but we had a lot going on. Over unders.
Got it. Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
You good.
Well, I'm as prepped as I am.
Let's do a quick shout out for Nate and Wolverine State Brewing Company.
Yes, absolutely.
Chris is sucking on a gulo
I
right
have
there.
been sipping on a gulo. Sucking, sip. Well, I'd rather go with sipping. I don't want to say I've been sucking on it all day. But listen, Nate over at Wolverine State Brewing Company came through in the clutch.
Yeah, man.
Again, threw us some cases of beer. And we've talked to Nate. We had a pretty long conversation with him, and we're going to be doing some special things outside of the RV this year. He mentioned pulled pork sandwiches. We got a lot of things that are in the hopper here. So special shout out to Nate. Special shout out to Wolverine State Brewing Company. Thank you for keeping the RV stocked. And I'll be honest, I've been sipping on it a little bit, but it tastes pretty damn good. So
Yeah, there's no doubt.
I'm not
Trying to read you guys' comments again. Okay, just people talking. I think about the winged helmet beer.
Ooh, well, that's the thing. I got to get with Nate. Dude, we got to get a winged helmet label.
I can make that.
Rich is
well, listen, we know Rich can do it. Just make the label, Rich.
So anyway, shout out to Nate. He is, I think, actually en route back to Ann Arbor. He was
He's supposed to be back today.
He was at a food show in Chicago, so he was obviously this was before we even reached out to him. So he put together a very quick come over here, get some beer, get some shirts. You guys are good. We'll hammer out some specific details next week. So big shout out to Nate for him doing his part to make this thing a little bit more successful today.
Sir.
And we're excited about working with him in the future. So if you're in Ann Arbor, go over to Wolverine State Brewing Company. It's on Stadium.
It's a cool little spot back there too. They got a nice little outdoor seating area. I mean, it's just a really nice little spot tucked away.
And honestly, if you've never been there, or if you've only ever been there to have some of their amazing brewed beer that they do right there on site, the food's phenomenal.
Food's good. Yeah,
we ate there the other day when we went and picked the beer up. Again, I've been there. Going back to my days with Michael Spath when we did the radio, and we had some football 101 stuff that we used to do there, which we would love to recreate in some way, shape, or form, where we're on site and people can come out and it can be kind of an event. But again, we've had this thing for 28 days. It's a minor miracle that it's here. And
Lord, I was born a rambling man. Oh shit!
You know what? I took that off of there.
Did you have Ramblin' Man on there?
Ramblin' Man was the first one I had, and then I also had Life is a Highway. This is when we were teasing it, and we didn't tell anybody.
Listen, can I just say that it's so weird that we've been driving this thing so much lately. The RV has become my daily driver. I haven't even driven my regular car in like 2 weeks. I drive the RV everywhere.
I joked about it yesterday. I'm like, imagine if this is just what you drove every day. And Chris looked at me. He goes, "Dude, I do drive it every day. That's what I've been in."
Damn day.
So, I mean, obviously, you don't see like a matte black branded 30-foot RV every day. And so when we drive,
like night ride.
Right, we're driving through Linden and now through Ann Arbor. Right. People can't help but look at it, which is the point, obviously. But
Darth Vader.
It's pretty funny.
CIA.
Chris's whole family's in it. We just took it out to dinner last night.
We went to
B-Dubs.
Went to B-Dubs. Great.
Hilarious. So yeah, it's been incredible being in this thing and being around everywhere. And that's the cool thing about it. We can take it to Iowa City. We can take it to Piscataway.
Yeah,
we can take it to camps. If we would have had this thing for the tour this summer,
the Mackinac,
it would have been incredible. Now we've got it, and we couldn't be more excited about that. All right, it's over under time, dude. It's over under time, and you said you're ready.
Well, like I said, I'm as ready as I ever am. I can pull a couple out of the cheeks here. Pulled it out, showed it to you.
I mean, it's coming out of the cheeks. Just leave it.
Well, listen, here, I'll get us kicked off. Want to get it started?
Scott Brown is inspecting something vigorously.
The over-unders. Here we go.
Over-unders. Go ahead. Throw me one. What you got?
So, Brandon, to kick us off for over-unders today, I've got Blake Corum runs of 15 yards or more set at 3.5.
Over.
Gonna hammer the over.
Yeah.
15 yards or more?
I thought you were about to say like 6 or 7.
Well, listen, I had it up at like 25, and I'm like, like 3.5 over 3.5. You would take 4 runs of 25 or more?
No.
That's why I moved it down.
Yeah.
That's why I moved it down.
I just don't think a 15-yard run is that long for this match.
All right, so you're gonna take the over on 3.5 Blake Corum to have four runs of 15 yards or more.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take the over on that. It's what we talked about earlier to start the show. I think Michigan's O-line is going to dominate.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna lean on the run. We saw the formula last year. They know it works. Yeah. I mean, there's just so many reasons why. Whether you or I want them to throw it 50 times or not,
Jim Harbaugh, if you're out there listening to our podcast,
hear us.
He's probably listening.
Yeah,
Don't you think he listens in the morning? Jim Harbaugh, will you please just let your quarterbacks throw the ball here for the first few weeks? Let's just sling it around the yard.
But I think they're going to run it a lot, and I think they're going to run it well. And so, four pop off 4 15-yarders. I think he can do that.
Right on.
I mean, it was your over-under, but, I mean, do you think? Or is that too many?
Well, the thing is, I could see like a couple, 40, 60-yarders or whatever, but then I'll still take the over. Even though it's my over-under, I'll still take the over. He's just too electric, man.
A little draw, 16 yards.
He's too shifty. He's too chunky. He's too quick. Give me the over.
I think he goes over that. I think he goes over that.
All right, what do you got?
I mean, everybody wants to know. I mean, we're going to get to see him in a start next week. J.J. McCarthy, over-under 9.5 snaps.
I am going to take the over. I'm going to take the over only because I believe Michigan's going to be up considerably. But here's the thing. This is where I get confused because if Michigan is up a lot, which we expect them to be, why do you pull Cade early if the whole point of the first 2 weeks is to settle the quarterback battle?
Yeah.
Let him go out and let him get his rhythm. But based on the way I think things are going to go, I'm going to say under, man. I think JJ's going to be under 9.5 snaps.
Man, that would be.
If they're doing what they say they want to do,
right.
If you're splitting it, then what are you doing?
I mean, Jim Harbaugh said adamantly that they're both going to play.
Yeah, they'll both play, but I could see JJ coming in for like 5 RPOs and that's it.
Rich?
9.5.
What do you think?
You're taking 10. You could JJ out there for 9.5, over under.
It's a tough number.
Rich is a deep thought for this.
It's a tough number.
Under.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too, man. It
is really interesting because typically in a game that's going to be pretty lopsided, like we think, you bring the backup in.
You would,
but he's not just a normal backup.
Listen, is your backup JJ or is your backup like Davis Warren?
Well, your backup is either JJ or Cade.
No, but I'm saying for
this one,
weeks,
I know, dude. It's just a weird dynamic. It is.
But you can't keep JJ on the sideline now.
I think it's going to be over 9.5. I think he's going to play a decent chunk here and there when it actually matters, and then you get him in there to get. Dude, you have to still think about it. I forget the number. I wish I would have wrote it down. But JJ played very, very little meaningful. I say meaningful, even the snaps he played against Georgia, like the game was already over.
Right.
But
they still had some first team.
They did. Yeah. No, they certainly did. But I'm just saying, in the first quarter, he never even got like a full series last year. That was what really bothered.
So I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I will say this: I hope that's what we don't see. Is that I don't want JJ to come in for 1 or 2 plays on a series and then come out. Like, if you're going to have the guy come out, give him a series. There were times against Northwestern where JJ developed a rhythm with his feet and with his arm, and he was making things happen, and then he got pulled out. And so I think that's, if you're going to bring him in and he finds a rhythm, let him run with it. That's what these first 2 weeks are about.
I see people saying I can't remember. I can't see the name now, and I can't reach to scroll, but somebody doesn't think JJ is going to play at all.
No, well, I can't imagine.
I mean, Jim Harbaugh said he was going to play.
Yeah, he'll play.
But it goes back to this whole weirdness of JJ's going to start next week and play a lot.
Right.
Does he need to play this? It's
a
weird thing.
They only talked about the start. Is it Cade first half, JJ second half, and then next week is JJ first half, Cade second half?
Who knows?
That's the thing. We just got to see it.
So, yeah, that's why I thought that was an interesting number. I mean, I think I went with – I actually had an over-under from last year. It was set for JJ to play 6.5 snaps. So, it's over a whole year. Yeah, no, it was towards the later part of the year. But,
okay.
I mean, the numbers still basically the same, and we're not really sure what we're going to see. Yeah, Davis Warren, I mean, I'm sure he'll play today.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Do we have an Alex Orji sighting?
Maybe an Alex Orji sighting. I mean, there's no way of knowing until we roll it out there. But that makes that thing pretty interesting. All right, what you got? What's your next one?
Oh shit, it's my turn again.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We talked about this a little bit in our last segment, but I got Cade McNamara for the over/under set at 16.5 completions today. 16.5 completions for Cade McNamara today.
I'm going under because I don't even know if he'll throw it that many times. I mean, my number for him throwing it
Hold
is
up,
wait,
hold up a second. Record scratch, hold up a second. You're telling me on week 1 where Cade McNamara has to go out and win the job, has to prove he's the guy, he's going to throw it less than 16 times?
I mean, I had the number. What was that for? That was my you're dumb, you're smart. I said he'll throw it less than 18 times.
How the hell can you prove you're the starting QB? How can you prove that's your job throwing it less than 16 times? You can't.
You also said completions.
Or I'm sorry, completions. Okay, you're right. Completions.
I just said I don't even know if he'll throw it that much.
Yeah, you're right. 16.5 completions.
I think it's under 16.5 completions. Because all right, let's say
that seems a little bit low.
Well, let's say I'm under on. Oh, see, I can't even reach up there to block that weirdo shit. That's
we got the porn spam coming into the comment section.
I'll stand up and we just said porn rather loudly as a guy. That's hilarious. Like, what's going on in the RV?
Wait, porn in the RV?
No, I mean, let's say he throws it 23, 24 times. He goes 16 of 23. That's a pretty good day, and you'd still be under that number.
You're right. Completions, yes. I should have done attempts. I should have. Okay, let me ask you this. Let me flip it. Let me go to attempts.
Watch your hands there, brother.
Let's say, if I were to put the attempts, I'll move it up 1. Attempts at 17.5.
Oh, that's right at the number.
That's
I think
what I'm saying.
Be.
So
I would say over, but not by a lot.
Okay, so you're thinking
18, 22,
a 14 or a 13 of 18 afternoon for Cade.
I think 18 to 22 throws.
And you know what that settles? That settles
Nothing.
absolutely nothing.
Well, you've got a whole season of watching Cade, obviously, from last year. I think you need to see far less from Cade than you do from JJ. That's
Do you,
also.
though?
Dude, I don't know. What are they doing at quarterback?
All I know is I have all the stats here of what he threw each game, and there were completions.
Look at our guy Rich.
Rich is
This is Cade.
Give us some numbers from Cade.
So first
Go
game,
like the first 4 games, because once you get into Big Ten, that changes the dynamic. But
that's right. So against Western, 9 completions.
9 completions.
How many times did he throw it?
And I don't know.
Okay, 9. Okay, 9 completions.
Damn it, Rich!
11.
9 of 11. Okay. Wow.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Washington, second game, 7 completions out of 15.
Jesus Christ. And that's when they were dominant. Yeah, I mean, Blake Corum was in the Heisman conference.
It's not going to be any different. How would it be?
Because it's a quarterback
but-
battle. They have extended fall camp.
Okay, so
2 weeks.
that was Washington. That's a Power 5
Next game was 11. Well, he had 8 completions with 11 attempts.
I'm telling you, bro. This is why last year we were like, what is, like, has a quarterback ever thrown the
does
ball
go up, though,
this
guys.
many
It
times?
does go up as the year goes. It
Well,
goes
yeah, for
much
sure.
higher, but yes.
But to start off the year, so we were single digits in
Completions all 3 games.
that's wild. Dude.
Yep.
Single digit completions
And
for
the high-
Cade
and the
Beckman
high mark
last year in the
Against
first 3 games.
Rutgers,
He didn't have a completion
16 attempts, 9.
4 games of the year, no double-digit completions.
And then it goes doubles
Dude,
after
we
that.
should look. We should honestly, man. We should look. I don't know that that's ever happened.
It's
where a starting
crazy.
quarterback has gone the first 4 weeks without double-digit completions.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe let's show Army.
Rich is a stats guy too. MVP. What is this guy?
Rich does everything.
Yeah.
I cannot stress this enough.
So there you go. All right. This and this kind of this is the flip side of the coin. Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, both over under 15.5 touches.
I'm gonna go under. I'm
Okay.
gonna go under. I think Blake will go over, but I think Donovan will go under.
Okay.
Wait, are we gonna count touches as
Receptions are yeah. That's
I'm
touches.
still gonna go under
Okay.
for Donovan, but
All right.
but only by. I mean, dude, if he touches the ball 11 times,
That's a
That's
decent
significant,
workload.
yeah.
Yeah. I probably would agree, and the same way. I think Blake will probably carry it 15, 16, 18 times, maybe more. I mean, we'll see how the game plays out, but I think you're right. I think Donovan still. I don't know though, man. It's there. That's your 1-2 like Corum and Haskins
I was
last
gonna
year.
say,
you
it
know?
depends on what this offense looks
Yeah.
like. It depends on what they want to do, and that leads into the next one, the next over under I got. So, it's the return of Ronnie Bell.
Ooh.
Ronnie Bell is back. I think everybody was heartbroken when they saw what happened last year.
Ronald Bell.
And by all accounts, everything out of fall camp, Ronnie Bell sounds like he's better than he was pre-injury. So I've got a question for you, Brandon Brown. Receptions for Ronnie Bell. I've got it set at 5.5 receptions on the afternoon for Ronnie Bell. Over under.
Well, I mean, if Cade's completing 7 passes, that's yeah.
all seven to
It's gonna
Ronnie
be
Bell.
hard to get all the 5 or 6 of them to Ronnie Bell.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be under. I think it's going to be under because it's just not going to be in the air that much, and you've got 10 dudes who can catch the ball.
See, that's the caveat for me. It's not necessarily that I think they're going to run it so much. I just think it's going to be spread around. But look I do think there's going to be a concerted effort to get Ronnie. Damn it! It's game week. Week 1.
Game day Ronnie.
Give me game day Ronnie. Give me the over.
Return.
Give me the over at 5.5. I'll take 7 receptions for Ronnie Bell today.
I would not be shocked or surprised if there's a bit of an effort to get him the rock.
Yeah, that's what
So there is that. Although that kind of thing's never been a Harbaugh thing really, but he loves Ronnie Bell.
Loves him.
Captain,
Fast.
ready,
Ready.
healthy. I mean, the storyline's incredible for him.
He also might be the top wide receiver target on the team. So
Yeah, I think that's
there's
true.
that.
I think that's true. I think he's your number one, and if you need a play, you go to him. But we're all anxious and waiting to see him play again after how we went out last year. So
Yeah.
it's funny that was your question because I went the same exact thing but with a different guy.
Yeah.
I have Andrell Anthony at 3.5 catches. And that's your boy.
Ooh, that's my boy.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
3.5. That's
Well, I mean, I'm taking the over.
okay.
Yeah, I'll take the under on 5.5, the over on 3.5. So I got him at 4.
So like Ronnie and Andrell both with 4 grabs, basically,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah, I see.
in that ballpark.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, shit, dude, we're talking. If it's what it was last year, single digit completions. You're right. It gets hard to get to 4 or 5 receptions for a single guy.
I think I think Andrell's going to have a big sophomore season, and I think it starts today. So I'll go over as well. If I just close my eyes and kind of watch I think he could lead the team in catches today.
Okay.
But I said 10. There's 10 guys who could make catches. Dude, there's 5 receivers, 6 if you count
Darius Clemens wasn't even listed on the top guys, and I feel like he could be one of the
So there's your 6. Corum and Edwards are both very capable receivers out of the backfield.
Yes.
Scooney, there's 10 dudes who you want to get the ball to.
Weapons.
10.
Legit weapons.
So, man, dude.
With a quarterback that throws less than that throws single digits all last year.
There's only
4 weeks.
There's only one ball to go around.
Yeah, man.
All right, you're back. You're back up.
All right, here we go.
So 3.5 for Andrell, over for both of us.
We've talked about this guy a lot during the preseason.
I know who it is.
We both think very highly of him.
I know who it is.
We both think if you were to drop him off in a jungle by himself, he would not only survive, he would thrive. His name's Mozzie Smith. Dude looks like he's put on about 200 pounds of muscle.
The number 1 freak in college football.
Number 1 freak in college football, according to Bruce Feldman. Here's my question, though, man. Mozzie Smith does not have a sack yet in his career.
Yeah, that's wild.
Does Mozzie Smith, we'll go over-under on Mozzie Smith for sacks today at a half sack. Do you think Mozzie Smith gets to the QB today, week 1 against Colorado State? The number 1 freak, according to Bruce Feldman in college football. Does he get to the QB?
No.
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you?
I just don't.
How dare you?
It's just really hard from the defensive tackle position, and I will admit they're going to throw it a lot, but I'm with what you said earlier. I don't know if it's like quick drop stuff. I mean, I would have to assume with an offensive line that's been rebuilt and retooled, and they're not really confident in it, and then Michigan's speed and talent, they're going to try to get that thing out of there.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to. Any offensive coordinator, offensive lineman, quarterback will tell you the worst kind of pressure is right up the middle of the quarterback's face, and that's where Mozzie's going to be coming from. So I feel like if they're going to try to keep anything from happening, that's it. I'll say under, but God, I hope I'm wrong.
Listen, I have stood in close proximity to Mozzie Smith several times this summer.
He's a beast.
We left him alone in the Genesee County Jail by himself, and none of the police officers on staff were worried about Mozzie Smith. That's how big he is. I think Mozzie Smith gets his first career sack today, and you better believe when he does, I'm going to go nuts on the sideline because that guy has put work in this offseason. It's not just the physical stuff, but man, he's really embraced that leadership role, and I'm excited for Mozzie Smith. I think he gets sack number 1 today.
Yeah, I like I said, I would love nothing more than to be wrong about that. But I just think like we said, game plan and they're gonna know we're not gonna be able to do 5-7 step drops all day and just stand back there in the pot. It's not gonna happen. They've got to know that coming in. So even though they're going to throw it a lot, which gives those pass rushers a lot of opportunities to get after the quarterback, I just can't imagine them trying to stand back there and do much with it. So I think there's a product of several things that work there. I think this one's interesting. I might have the number a little too low. I mean, it's a long game, but we saw it last year. I remember asking Brad Robbins about this. Brad Robbins over under half a punt. Does Michigan punt today?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, they punt a couple times.
There were a few games last year in a row where he didn't. I remember asking him.
What do you have the over/under at?
Half.
Yeah, I got.
So it's either a punt or no punts.
Yeah, no punt today.
I just remember. I think I asked him what does it mean? How do you compute that a really good day for you is a bad day kind of for the offense? The best day for a punter is never setting foot on the field.
Yeah.
But for the team, that being said. That's a weird dynamic. Obviously, he wants to go out there and boom it, but if he's kicking it a lot, that means the offense is not having a good day.
That's right.
So I remember there were a couple games last year when Michigan, again, was just running the ball at will, not hardly throwing it, not ever getting behind the sticks. He could have been in a hot tub on the sideline.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm with you, though. It's just a long game, dude. You get one holding penalty, you're behind the sticks, dude. It's hard to get back out in front. I would say it's rare for the punter to not see the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
especially in the first half, I think it's going to happen.
But if I came to you in 4 weeks and said, dude, Brad Robbins has punted twice so far,
would not be surprised.
You're not going to be surprised.
No,
so I just thought that was kind of an interesting point because there was some times last year where he's not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, so we got Jamon Green and DJ Turner out there talking about There's a bit of a
Dude, we're always on the same page with these.
There's a bit of a different philosophy this year. They're trying to be ball hawks. They're trying to create turnovers. And so I'm curious right now, out the gate, is Michigan going to create some interceptions in that secondary? I've got the interception set at 1.5 on the afternoon.
All right, well,
Michigan secondary.
So I'm just going to combine questions then, because my last question was turnovers total at 1.5.
Yeah. Okay, turnovers total. Okay.
So I would say over for that. You think so? You're talking just interceptions, because of the way with
just interceptions.
The corners and Klink has been.
I would go under on just interceptions. I would go over on turnovers in general.
I like it. So you see a pick and a fumble.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Pretty standard. Michigan's been working on it. They said that the linebackers and the corners have all said like, we're working on punch outs. We're working on getting our head back. We're working on getting our hands on some passes. Like, they thought their defense was really good last year, but they didn't take it away enough. Yeah, that was like a thing.
And we've also heard that based on the personnel they have this year, they can be a little more dynamic on the defensive side of the ball in terms of
moving guys,
coverage. And so hopefully that's going to do some things to create some more turnovers in the secondary. But we'll see.
We just looked at this the other day. Michigan only had 8 interceptions last year as a team. For comparison purposes, Iowa led the country with 25.
Right.
Like that's a huge, like,
Iowa.
Yeah, you don't really think of them, but if you remember back, that's like they survived on that, thrived on it last year. I don't know if that's typical for them, but they were really good at it last year. And so Michigan, I mean, dude, you have to, if you're Michigan, you have to look at that number and be like, they boat raced Iowa by 40 or 30. Yeah. Was it 30? 40. 42-3. 39-point win in the Big Ten championship game. So they've got to look at a number like, I don't know if they care what Iowa did, but they've got to be able to look at that number and be like, dude, we're better than them at everything. How did they get 3 times the interceptions that we did?
Absolutely.
So there is certainly some luck with some interceptions, tips and overthrows and bad throws by the quarterback and pressure and all that stuff factors in. But they've said they've been consistently drilling it and working on it. And so I'm with you. Yeah. Over 1.5 turnovers total, but somebody will get a pick today. 1 pick.
I like it.
Who do you think? I said Will Johnson was going to get
I think it's Jamon Green. Pulls off the pick.
Maybe DJ Turner. Maybe RJ Turner. Maybe a Mikey Sainra still.
Maybe.
Captain.
You said Will Johnson?
I think they're all capable, obviously. Yeah. And I think Will Johnson is going to play.
I'd like to see Mikey Sainra still.
Be great, man. What a story that would be.
If Mike Sainra still gets a pick and Ronnie Bell gets a reception touchdown today, that's going to be a pretty solid day.
Very solid day. Very solid day. I love... Dude, over-unders and burning questions
phenomenal.
Are 2 of my favorite things. Man.
I love those segments.
Just the back and forth. It's quick. We got some specifics. It really gets us into the talking about the game. I think it's really good stuff. All right, last but not least, man, because we are approaching an hour, and we're getting to be 10 o'clock. Where that was about when we're going to start moseying on over to the stadium. But there's not a lot to talk about here. There's only 2 ranked matchups today, and then the Michigan game. So we're going to do place your bets, man.
Place your bets.
Ching, ching. I mean, Chris and I are not experts in this regard at all. I missed my first parlay of the season.
Can I just say, I would say that I'm not an expert, but you are a degenerate gambler. Did you say that?
DJ, all day. Sure. Wofford Citadel basketball, dude, I got money.
Comfortably. This guy's got parlays going every single day. He's doing parlays on NASCAR. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
I did do one of those. I enlisted your help. It didn't go well.
He did. I gave him Kurt Busch.
All right, I bet on NASCAR, but he's a NASCAR fan, which is worse.
Gonna make it 3-1, going up the high side.
No, so the first we talked about it already. No, there's 3 ranked matchups. Sorry, and obviously Notre Dame, Ohio State's a big one. We talked about that one already. Yep. But later on this afternoon, 3:30 p.m., Oregon, number 11 Oregon at number 3 Georgia. And the Dogs, dude, are favored by 16.5 in that one.
Yeah, man, I just don't trust Oregon.
I know, I'm with you, dude.
You go into Athens, Georgia. It's at Athens, right?
It's either at Georgia or neutral. I can't remember, but it's
Look, man, I like Oregon. Love their uniforms. Love everything they do out there. They're not beating Georgia tonight. Give me Georgia. Sorry, Brandon's just blocking
more porn.
Blocking porn. I don't know what it is about our podcast, but man, the porn people just come out to play.
Moving right along, I also think that Georgia will cover that number. Their whole defense is in the NFL though.
Yeah, give me Georgia. Give me the Dogs
to cover.
Give me the Dogs
certainly to win. But you also think to cover.
I think they'll cover.
I'm with you, dude. I if I was putting money on that one, that's where I would go with it.
Yeah.
But that's a big number for a big matchup, and you don't know what
Oregon's
you're gonna get.
Oregon's like a more fancier version of Maryland. To me.
That's where I knew where you were going to go with that. A better,
They look great, but I just don't trust them.
A better performing, fancier version of Maryland.
Exactly.
I like that.
It's what I would think Maryland would be.
All right, this one's interesting too because Cincinnati. I think most people would say they overperformed last year. Made it to the playoff, represented the group of 5, which nobody had ever done before. Number 23, Cincinnati, lost Desmond Ritter, lost some other guys to the NFL, which it's Cincy, dude. It's not like an NFL factory like some of these other places. Yeah. But number 23, Cincinnati, at number 19, Arkansas. Some people's dark horse this year in the SEC. That's also at 3:30. Arkansas favored by just 6.5.
In a game like that, give me Arkansas.
Yeah, it's at Arkansas.
Yeah, give me Arkansas. I mean, it's still an SEC team, still week 1. Give me Arkansas.
I think I would go that way too.
Yeah,
I do. I think I got to see it from Cincinnati first. I like Sam Pittman and what's going on with Arkansas. Like they're sneaky. They're better than most people think. I mean, like Michigan fans don't care about Arkansas, but they got some things working for them.
They're all right.
They're all right. I would go Arkansas on that one as well. And then last but certainly not least, we've hinted at it already. We haven't given Chris, I think, teased it, but Michigan at noon in the big house. I'm staring at the bricks from here. The Wolverines are favored by 30.5. Oh. It's a huge number. We've both got to cover it. Your final score prediction, Christopher?
63-10, Michigan comfortably.
That's a big number.
It's a big number.
That's a big number. That's a 53-point win.
Yeah. Listen, hey, with this Michigan offense and with what they got on defense, I mean, it should be 63 all day.
I also think they're going to cover the 30.5. I have it a little more respectable at 56-17.
Okay.
I see a touchdown from Colorado State somewhere.
You think Colorado's got some juice on offense? They'll get it a little bit.
I don't know about juice, but I think maybe they get a little lucky and score somewhere in the first 3 quarters. Late when Michigan's up 40, but when they're still airing it out and throwing it everywhere.
To keep in perspective what we were talking about last night, Colorado State air raid type offense.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's probably playing into the 17th. They're going to try to move the ball all afternoon. They're going to throw the ball all around the field.
So the way I would put it, 1 touchdown when it doesn't really matter, but it's like at least in the first portion of the game. Yeah. A garbage touchdown late against Michigan's backups and walk-ons.
Yeah.
And a field goal sprinkled in. I think 17 points is that's like I might be giving them too much credit. I mean, dude, Michigan might shut them out. I don't know.
63-10. Okay.
But still covering that 30.5.
Yes, sir.
Both ways. I think Michigan does cover today. I think they roll. I think they get out to 1-0, and I think everybody's excited about next week.
Yeah, man.
Like already.
Next week.
Dude, we're just trying to bring it, dude. I think we have. I think we are. I think we did.
Was that the pregame show?
That's your first pregame show
of the season. We did the pregame show without an audio issue.
No audio.
Any sort of connectivity.
Well, we didn't record. We had no audio at the beginning.
That's a brand issue.
That's fair. Yeah, the equipment was fantastic.
And nobody on there could hear any of the drops, right?
That's
true. Well, yeah.
I mean, that's a big part of it. It really feels that rhythm.
Yeah. But
you guys you have no idea how many fart noises you missed out on during this show. There were several throughout the show.
So we're getting ready to put a bow on this first pregame of the season. I couldn't be more excited about grabbing our stuff and making our way over to
actual work,
the big house, getting up in the press box. Yeah. Chris is going to be on the field this year. He's going to be a sweaty guy today.
I'm going to be hot. Listen, I can't make any promises of what I'm going to look for the post game show, but it's going to be a hot mess. I'll probably look like. You ever see those old commercials where they tell you not to do pot and the dude's just like melted on the couch?
If he had hair, it would be James Brown Thundercat by the end of the game. Luckily, he just keeps it clean. I mean, the trucker hat does turn into like a little bit of the Play-Doh dispenser with the sweat beads coming up and through it.
Listen, your boy's going to be sweating. This is the way it is.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
So there you have it, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and listening. We're super excited about the game today. We'll be back immediately. As soon as the clock hits zeros, we will be going live to give our recap. We expect a big day for the Maize and Blue.
Yes, absolutely. Big day for Michigan.
Super excited to be here, everybody. Thanks for listening to us. Thanks again to Rich at Mediascapes, Nate, and Wolverine Brewing Company. my dad, Chris's wife, the MVPs of getting the RV ready to roll.
We're here.
We're here and we're ready for the entire season. Thanks for being here for the first pregame show of the year.
Yes,
Take care, everybody.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.